Our next guest here with us is someone I've spoken to quite a bit. It's Merissa Hamilton.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. And so everybody can see her. She looks a lot better than me, so don't worry. You can see her face far better than mine. And how are you today, Merissa?
I'm doing well.
Just to start off with, I know you sent me the bio, and people will be able to see that when I put that up on mine, but just to go over, you're with, you're in Arizona.
Yes.
Normally, but you're down here at CPAC, so we're going to get to that. But you're with the Republican Liberty Caucus.
Correct.
And that's something that people may not have heard that name before. What is that? Well, actually, you know what? Before we even say that, let me correct myself. Merissa, I know you, but let's tell everyone else a little bit more about you.
Sure. So I was formerly a libertarian. That's where I got my start being politically active. Prior to that, for the 15 years before that, I was a Republican, but I really only voted in presidential elections. I was a keyboard warrior sometimes, but didn't really contribute that much to our political scene. And then when the 2016 election came around, and especially after what we went through with Obama and Obamacare specifically, that really kind of invigorated me to say I need to get a little bit more involved for the sake of our future and not losing our country. And so I heard of Austin Peterson, and I came to the Libertarian Party convention in 2016, and I joined that party for a little while.
Right.
But then quickly, they started adopting socialism within that party.
In the Libertarian?
Yes. And
Were
they
you
have
not expected?
I was like, no, because I was like, this is not what I signed up for. I'm a proud, strong capitalist, and I had no interest in having anything to do with socialism. In fact, socialism turning into communism is part of what made me want to get more engaged politically. And so there was a turn of events where their vice national chair started supporting aged adults having sex with kids under 15.
This is I heard about this case. Oh, yes, go ahead.
At the time, I was running for governor under the Libertarian banner, just to have a message race and get out the message of liberty and capitalism and free markets and Second Amendment. Yeah.
We were on Facebook about that. Yeah.
Right. And so, but my biggest issue is promoting protections for children and preventing violence against children, especially with what's happening in the child protective services industry, where they're becoming very aggressive against parental rights and then taking children and putting them into worse situations than they were in with their parents. So I had to stand up against that issue. I fought it fairly successfully in the fact that a lot of people didn't realize that was going on. We had a lot of people stand up against it. We had a lot of states that condemned it. We had a lot of candidates that condemned it, but ultimately their legal team decided that point of view was libertarian. And so I resigned from the party. I resigned from all my leadership positions. At the time, I had learned a little bit about the Republican Liberty Caucus, and so they started an organization in Arizona. Nationally, they're supportive of candidates like Justin Amash and Thomas Massey.
I love Amash.
Exactly. And and Rand Paul, I'm a huge Rand Paul fan. So I got more involved in that organization, precisely because, one, they're pro-capitalism, they're pro-free markets, but they are absolutely will not sacrifice the Second Amendment. And that is extremely important to me, because the other thing that I speak often about is, as a survivor of domestic violence and sexual assault, the Second Amendment is something that saves my life on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I used to be anti-gun. And
really?
Yes, I used to be anti-gun. I grew up in Connecticut. And so, but I spent the summers in Arizona. So I had a little bit of both political ideologies kind of raising me. But I was still anti-gun. I was afraid of guns. But when it came down to it, it was learning how to defend myself with a gun is what ended up saving me and securing me and making sure that I don't have to be a victim of violence in the future.
See, this is what I love about, because when we start talking, whether it's on, for folks who don't know, we've been friends on Facebook for several years now, but we haven't had a chance to meet in person.
Right.
We've talked on a number of topics and just a lot of issues. But one of the things that I found interesting is your Second Amendment stance, because I know we've talked about Second Amendment a lot. We've talked about the red flag legislation,
right?
Which many people know I'm passionately against, and you're against as well. One of the bills actually that just happened in New York, I don't think we have an equivalent in Arizona, is the 30-day wait that they've now put in. And one of my big arguments about that is, and I know that they're trying to get similar legislation through the House, where you have to wait 30 days for the background check plus just a waiting period. And one of my thoughts, and I always like to ask this of any of the women I speak with, well, does that make you feel safer to know that you're not able to have another option to defend yourself, to be able to have a firearm, be trained in that firearm, and be able to protect yourself because someone wants to wait 30 days, which may be too much?
So in the situation that I was in, and even continuing till today, because my abuser still follows me every once in a while. I still hear from him every once in a while. It's been like 7 years.
And you're public.
Yes, and I'm public.
Yeah.
And so, which was an interesting combination to pursue. But this issue is so important to me, and if women don't speak out, then we won't have the protections we need. That legislation, waiting periods, would have killed me. Waiting periods, that's another issue with the red flag laws. A lot of the red flag laws will put a waiting period before you can get your gun back just based on some random accusation.
Yes. That
will result in me not being able to survive, especially for the fact that I am a little bit of a semi-public figure in Arizona. And so anyone would just have to put out a false accusation against me, and then they have 30 days for me to be a sitting duck for them to hurt me. At the least,
based on most of the legislation, especially legislation in New York, I know there is a bill, which I don't know why Marco Rubio did this. He put it into the Senate. There's another bill in the House as well. This could take your firearms away for a year or more in some cases. And that's just devastating. And I've always found, it's one of the parts of it that I'm so much against, is because it denies people the option and the ability to protect themselves. So it's refreshing to hear that I'm not the only one. And
no, these laws will result in women that are victims of violence, especially domestic violence, to be killed. Period. It is simply a death sentence on victims of violence, because people that are violent, they don't care about laws. If they cared about laws, the fact that murder is illegal would be effective. It's not.
We wouldn't need to go further.
Right.
That would be it.
It's not. And so every single one of these laws can be weaponized against a victim. And then from that, it will result in them not having the ability to defend themselves, or they have to be in violation of the law too. And so it's absolutely ludicrous to think that these are going to be effective at curbing violence, and it doesn't get to the root of the issue of what violence really is. Violent people are violent not because of the tool in front of them, but because that's the way they think. And even putting them in jail doesn't change that, because our jails are not rehabilitation zones. No. Our jails pretty much harden people and make them more violent. So essentially, government interventions in the policies that we have today that have been popular are making the problem worse. They're making violent people more violent. They're reducing the ability for victims to be able to defend ourselves. And not to be mocking about it, because I hate mocking victims of violence, but our own former mayor of Phoenix, Greg Stanton, got held up at a Thai restaurant.
Uh-oh.
And with a man that had an axe.
Oh, which all the red flags in the world are not going to stop.
Right.
One of the other things I like to
And his response was he threw his wallet at the guy and ran back into the restaurant.
Really?
Yes. Oh. And I was like, wait. You are the former mayor, now Congressman Greg Stanton, who in his reaction to violence, which is just a threat for his wallet,
to run
away, not only run away, but run back into the restaurant, endangering the people in the restaurant. Right. Because what's going to happen? The guy with the axe is going to run into the restaurant or go away, one or the other.
Someone threatening you with an axe is not necessarily someone who's going to just stop.
Right. So in fine Merissa tradition, I had to go to a Thai restaurant the very next day.
Yeah.
Making sure that I was armed and I did not get robbed. So Thai restaurants are safe.
They're fine. He's the problem.
It's bad policies that are the problem. And so the funny thing is that these people that promote getting rid of our guns, they don't understand the nature of violence. And when they're faced with that same violence, they're cowards.
more often than not. Their thought is, let's run away. But if someone is truly with an intent to be violent against you, it doesn't matter where you run, they're going to follow.
Yes.
And that doesn't stop the violence.
Yes.
Even if you escape, then what about the next person on the street that may not be able to protect themselves or taken by surprise on this? So it just never makes sense to me. It never makes sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I work for our city council office now. And so I get the calls every single day of constituents being upset with their neighbors. And I've kind of coined the term that liberty dies at your neighbor's house, because oftentimes it's not that the neighbor has a legitimate issue necessarily against their neighbor, but many times it's just they don't like their neighbor. And so they're trying to nitpick and find city codes that they can use against their neighbor. And it's the same exact thing when it comes to these red flag laws and other protections against violence with guns, is that they're simply there to eventually end up being weaponized against people that are victims.
Yes.
And so if we don't protect our civil liberties, which in my opinion, having the right to a gun or any weapon that is our most important civil liberty, then we're no longer America. Just kiss our Constitution goodbye.
Yeah, it's a way to do the end run around our Constitution, to take away our freedoms, and when you start taking away people's freedom, by definition, that's how you enslave someone.
Oh, absolutely.
Slaves have no freedom. If you have less and less freedom, then you have more and more slavery, by definition.
And the irony is that under Trump, all the leftists say that we have some crazy, out-of-control fascist government that they compare to Hitler. And at the same time, they're like, but we want gun confiscation. And it's like, do you not even understand history? Like, gun confiscation is what led to the Holocaust. Gun confiscation has led to every tyrannical government that has existed.
Every single one.
And yet you say that we have the epitome of tyranny ruling over our nation at this time, and yet you won't support us defending ourselves against what you think is our biggest threat to mankind today?
No, they don't consider that. They don't consider, why don't we have things like Darfur in the United States? A nation that has every religion, every cultural group, many of them that don't necessarily get along with each other. And yet here in the United States, you don't see genocides or ethnic cleansings happening because people can defend themselves. They have the rule of law under the Constitution, and that emboldens and empowers people, and it's also unifying. And they're looking at, well, let's see if we can break that apart, and I just don't see how that becomes a positive at the end of the day.
No, it doesn't. And when you combine that with their economic policies on the left, especially with the onslaught of socialism and communism that's taken more steam under Bernie and AOC, you end up having a very dangerous situation where very quickly we can dissolve into what we're seeing in Venezuela. And these policies, they always end up leading to starving people, and they always end up leading for people to have to defend themselves violently against it. And whereas what our Constitution has stood for is it stood for freedom for the most important, which is the individual.
Right.
It's not about a collective. It's not about creating a communist society that the collective is going to support the individual. What we find is that the individual basically disappears under that type of a system.
Every single time.
And what we really need to do is legislate from a perspective of our most defenseless individual. If it's good for our most defenseless individual and it's not stealing from our most successful individual, then it's good policy for Americans.
I would agree with that in every sense of that, because it's true. And we've always seen the strides forward in technology in terms of quality of life have always followed individual improvements, not when you see a state organization. State-run governments have never been known for their breakthroughs in technology and medicine. They don't lead in anything.
No.
They follow and they fail, but they don't lead. And that's a very big difference. I love talking about it. This is like when we talk on Facebook or tweet each other, because we can just go.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
Sure.
Because I know there's got to be at least one woman, if not many, many women, either on the exceptionalconservativeshow.com or on my sites or Facebook that are watching this, or they will be watching on Facebook, on YouTube right now, that are saying to themselves, well, you're a woman. Aren't women supposed to be Democrats? Aren't women supposed to be progressives? Aren't you supposed to be more like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Obviously, you're not. How do you get women who say, why? Do they ask you, what is it like? Does that ever come up?
A little bit more. I mean, now I work in government, but when I was in the private sector, that would come up a lot more. I had one customer, especially, that she was like, I can't believe that you're in Arizona. Like, you basically live in Nazi Germany down there. And how in the world are you a Republican? They hate women. And I would go back to what her principles are, and I'd say, okay, but you told me that your company was upset with, the company was out of Seattle, and you were upset with some of the onerous things that the Seattle local government was doing to businesses, and it was going to impact your business having to leave. Well, as a female, I also care about business. I care about being able to be successful. I care about companies being able to succeed. I care about my customers being able to succeed financially. And so those authoritarian principles that you're supporting are things that are actually stealing from female entrepreneurs. And so as a woman, it's most important to me that I can have a fair playground of capitalism to play in to compete with men. And so, and whereas if we create something where we start intervening and saying, well, we need to prop women up, why? Why do you think that women need to have some extra special thing to make them equal to men? Instead, I would rather see women try to be their greatest good. Instead of, men are not my competition. I'm my own competition as an individual. I want to keep succeeding and improving and being more successful against myself, against my former, whoever I was yesterday. I want to make sure I'm doing better today.
Always trying to achieve more, go up that next rung in the ladder. Of course.
And in many cases, there's been many jobs that I've had that I made more than my male counterpart. And so even when it comes to like the ERA of saying women deserve equal pay for equal work, well, okay, but let's flip that scenario. When I make more money than many of my male counterparts in my private sector career, should that mean that I have to have a lower income because I'm more effective than my male counterparts? I don't think so. So I think these policies are actually anti-women because they actually hold us back as females of being able to be successful entrepreneurs. There's nothing that a man can do that a woman can't do. In some areas, naturally, biologically, there's areas that we'd succeed in more than men.
Of course.
And especially in the economy, in a global economy, it's an economy that's changing so much, and you need to be very adaptable. And I think the nature of women puts us in a position that we're already more inclined to be successful, extremely successful in that type of an economy versus what the traditional economies have been, which is without a lot of technology, you'd have to just make the connections.
More industrial,
yes.
Just that more physical labor.
Exactly.
Which didn't allow for a lot more diversity in the labor.
And now with having a global economy that's based on this crazy technological innovations of today that are just constantly moving forward so quickly, it's a great time for a female to be an entrepreneur. And in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you need capitalism, free market capitalism. Not corporatism, which I find to be a form of crony socialism.
That's always a problem.
Not socialism, not communism, but free market capitalism, what made our country great to begin with.
See, and that's where your libertarian side comes out a little bit more. Although I'm not for corporate welfare, I don't agree with it. And I was very upset with the Amazon deal for this aspect of, why are we giving them $3 billion when they make $11 billion a year net profit? That's not necessarily the best thing, especially if we can, let's give the tax cuts and the tax abatement to small businesses so that we can get 1,000 small businesses and we'll have 1,000 bets rather than one bet with Amazon. So and that's from the New York.
Sure.
And obviously that's one very unique perspective, but I understand and I agree with you on that.
Well, actually, economically, there's two different ways to look at that. especially now that I'm in local government, I can see it a little bit more. You have two ways you can go about it. You can either lower the tax base overall.
Always good.
And create a stronger economic engine that will feed more taxes just from the individual taxpayers, which the rich end up paying more of those taxes anyway, especially if it's a sales tax. You can't really get away from that. But at the same time, if the other option is then to kind of give these special deals to these corporations, but that's a progressive way of looking at it. So the hilarious thing to me is that socialism brought us these progressive ideas of giving Amazon the sweetheart deals because it brings so many jobs to the area. And if you bring jobs to the area, then you're going to bring more development. More development means more taxpayers means a more prosperous revenue base. And so she's upset about the policies that she supports, and it's absolutely hilarious to watch.
It's incredible, and she deserves all of the grief that she brings to herself on so many issues. And by the way, folks, I don't know if you see it. My associate.
I can't use my computer because I left half my cord here.
No, go right ahead.
I'm sorry.
If you see him in the background, folks, that's just Jeff. He does the lidblog.com. He was on just before me on the program. And so don't worry about it.
I'm Ken McClinton's brother from a whiter mother.
And we're all working here at the booth 34 here at CPAC. And so we all have different shows. We're on for about 2 hours apiece. And he's on before me, and we're working together as best we can. It's one big family. We've been talking about a lot of different subjects, and I love it. And I love it. I love having that diversity of thought. But let me ask you, in terms of, well, two things. One, I'm going to ask you about, did you hear Vice President Pence this morning? Will you hear President Trump tomorrow morning? But the other question I want to ask about is, how has what you're speaking about been received here at CPAC? So, I mean, we've had Senator Cruz, we've had yesterday Representative Jim Jordan, we've had quite a few current and up-and-coming members of Congress and Senate. How's everyone received it?
So I honestly have been in a lot of offsite meetings. I come to CPAC to do networking, so I didn't unfortunately get to hear what our vice president had to say this morning. I do plan on being here for Trump tomorrow, so I'm very excited to hear what our president has to say. But overall, as I've been, going through the hallways and listening to people, especially listening to young people, and especially versus my experience last year at CPAC, I think that there's so much more energy this year than there was last year. And last year, I thought there was a ton of energy. I was so enthused with how many young people we had last year. And this year, I feel like we have so many more people. We have so many more young people, especially, and we have so much more diversity here at CPAC. And so I've been really excited to see that. I think that the changes in messaging that we've had as the Republican Party have been successful. I think that we still need to do a little bit more tweaking.
I would definitely say that.
Than what we have in the past. I mean, the nice thing is that as much as the Democrats try to paint us as the party of old white men, that's just not true. And if you come here and look around, you'll see that there's so many young people, there's a lot of women, there's a lot of diversity, and there's a lot of diversity of thought, which is so much more appreciative. In Arizona, our Democratic Party, basically, they are told what to say, they are told what to do, they are told who to elect, they are told who is supposed to run. And in the Republican Party, it's so much more about the individual, and it's so much more about freedom of thought and coming up with good solutions and then improving on those solutions together as a party. And so I like to see, I think that we're on the right track of getting better messaging out there. But what I've seen so far, I've been really excited about, especially the energy, because that will translate into a 2020 win.
I think there's been massive energy here during CPAC while I've been here. I've seen a huge diversity of every type of people. And in my last interview, Reverend Nelson was interrupted because of that diversity.
Right.
Individuals were saying, hey, I'm here, and they were getting attention, and their voice was being heard. People are being heard. And when we hear the progressives say, oh, you won't get heard, it's never been true.
It's such a lie.
And every single time we see it, whenever we see them, the Antifas out there, who's stopping people? Antifa stops people from being heard. We see groups in New York like Citizen Action. Overall, the progressive and the democratic socialist views are all about shutting down the Green New Deal, which doesn't work at all. But the question isn't shut down everybody's voice because we can only do this one path, which doesn't work financially, scientifically, in any way. But let's have a conversation about who can make a better world.
Right.
No one's against that.
In fact, I think the idea that has been brought forward to make everyone vote on the Green New Deal is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Because they don't want to vote for it.
Yeah, let's bring it to the floor. Let's listen to the ideas. Let's look at economically, is this feasible? And then let everyone put their stance in the ground. Are you socialist or are you capitalist?
That's it.
What do you support? I love it.
And I think we need to see that happen. And I think, and if we get back to reality, rather than that, she's an economist, can you believe it? But if we get back to the reality of it, we can find solutions that will achieve the same goal, but with a realistic approach. Let me ask you, when you hear people talk about President Trump, women that you know who are speaking about that, what do you think is, what's the biggest argument they have against him, and what has been your experience?
Sure. So I actually wasn't supporting Trump in 2016. So I love when I get this question because as I've seen the policies that Trump has driven, I've been so excited because they're good policies, especially for women. Now, is his language crass? Yes. But is he doing good things for the country? Yes. But the most important thing for the issues that I care about is we have known that we have an issue of sex trafficking of children in this country. And Trump has made sure that we have prioritized going after those criminals with a vigor. And he has gone and made sure that we have thousands and thousands and thousands of awful, awful pedophiles that do horrible things to children behind bars. And we have rescued thousands of children from the grips of this horror life that they end up having to live. And so from my perspective, if you're a humanitarian, then you need to support Trump. Because what he has also shown is, especially when it comes to immigration, all those policies that people are mad about of separating families, that comes from Hillary Clinton's 1997 ASFA Act.
Yes.
The way the immigration system is run today comes from the Democrats. All of those anti-humanitarian measures that our government has, that is all the Democrats. That is all progressive policy. And so if you're a humanitarian, if you're someone that cares about children, if you're someone that cares about women, you need to back Trump because he's actually been one of the most humanitarian presidents that we've had in action. You might not like the way he says it, but the results are going to be that people are going to be better off because of the policies he's pushed through.
And I've always said to many people, and I'm glad that it sounds like you agree, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I've always said to people, gee, President Trump we don't have to like him as a person. I think people forgot that. Is he effective? Is he doing the job, and is he doing it well? And that's how we should evaluate, and that's how we used to evaluate presidents, and that's what we should be evaluating him on. Is he being effective? Are we more protected? Are we safer? Are we economically better off? Are we having more freedom under President Trump than any other option? The answer is yes, then he's a good president. If he says it in a way that's crass, it's not the first time.
Sure. But he's also made, even though he's very strong in having an America First policy, he's made the world a better place for so many other people. I mean, the Middle East is a much safer place than it was under Obama. It's a much safer place for women. He's now pushing his policies where he's telling these Middle Eastern countries, you no longer can hang the LGBT. Just because someone chooses to have a different sexual identity, you don't get to murder them. You don't get to murder women. You don't get to stop them from being able to drive and being able to be employed. And so especially for women that are like, how can you support Trump? I'm like, well, under our previous administration, we were silent when women were stoned overseas.
Yes.
How can you say that you're pro-women when you're going to tear apart the Middle East, murder a ton of civilians with wars that didn't really make sense and we didn't have good strategy, and now the military has been able to be aligned to target actual terrorist organizations and allow civilians to be empowered to rescue themselves from this violence, and then also say, okay, Saudi Arabia, you're going to have to start actually supporting human rights if you want to get a lot of help from the United States. That's incredible.
That is huge. It's huge. We're running out of time.
Yeah.
And I know we've been readjusting along the way. Let me ask, for people who want to find out more, that want to have a conversation with you on some of the, obviously, a wide range of things that you have great knowledge on, and all the efforts that you're doing in Arizona, as well as throughout the nation, let me ask you, how can they reach out?
Sure. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. It's just Merissa Hamilton, spelled Merissa. I don't have my website up because I took it down from my campaigns, but I'll have a new one up soon because we'll be setting it up more for public speaking and on the policy issues that I support and helping to keep people informed on that.
That's important.
Yes.
And I know you do a lot of Facebook Live.
I do.
And I love watching them because you always find such interesting things to bring up. And I do recommend it for people. If you haven't had the chance, please do check it out. I always like to end with a great thought.
Sure.
Because we've talked about a lot of things. We've gone, and there are so many more things, like the Out magazine rejecting President Trump and his view on his protection to homosexuals and LGBTQ throughout the world, and they rejected it, which is amazing. We've gone into so many things we can keep talking about.
It's like we just need to hate Trump. That's essentially what their arguments are.
Yeah, and almost overwhelming. And by extension, to hate us.
Right.
We're not the party of hate. No one's running around going, you have to hate someone just because we said so. But, and see, we're going there again. See, this is like go over time. But let me ask this, that is there something, though, that you think that we have not touched on? Something that you did want to share and you want to make sure people know?
I just want to leave with a couple of things. One, I would encourage people to look into the issue I talked about regarding child protective services. We didn't go into much today, but this is something that is definitely being weaponized against families and against parents. And if you're worried about policies that are being pushed, then think about if that policy was weaponized with the government threatening you with taking your children away if you don't abide by their policy. And that's what's happening today. Child protective services is no longer caring about whether children are really in dangerous situations necessarily, but it's more being a tool that's being weaponized, and I'd encourage people to look into that. But the last thing, and what I think is overall more important that I've been excited to see at this conference especially, is that the Democratic Party isn't creating solutions. They're creating division and hate, and people are generally motivated more by hate and fear than solutions and being positive. But what I'd encourage people to do is talk when they're reaching out to their neighbors. They have challenges that are intimate challenges that they're facing every single day. And we need to be the party of solutions to help those people. And by solutions, I don't mean by handouts. I mean creating a level playing field that people then can have the ability to be able to get out of their situations, especially when it comes to economic issues. We have a horrible situation with homelessness increasing. Yeah. We have an affordable housing issue, which is actually compounded by government affordable housing programs, rather than allowing for development to come in and naturally reduce the cost of housing. We have taxes going up like never before, even in Republican states, especially Arizona. Our governor and some of our legislators have become like mega pro-tax people all of a sudden.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And so what I'd say is that the Republican Party needs to stay the party of conservatism. We need to stay the party of limited government, and we need to stay the party of being strong on our Second Amendment. We need to push forward the messaging that we need to protect violent people with self-defense. We need to protect people economically with having sound economic policies that help to empower people. And we need to make sure that we're leading with solutions, not fear and divisiveness.
I agree with all of those points. Well, I always agree with you. We always go, but believe it or not, folks, we actually do have arguments from time to time. We're not today, which is great. Although some people may say, well, gee, I'm looking forward to the fight. No. At the core, we have great agreement. Occasionally we have little fringe things that are like, I'd like this a little more of that, which is no big deal.
Right.
But that's why we're here at CPAC, to have that discussion on the big issues and the little ones together. Merissa, I want to thank you for the time here today.
Sure, thank you for having me on.
You know I'm going to talk to you more. You know I'm going to have you on the podcast again. You know we're going to speak a whole lot more. But let me know if there's anything that I can help in Arizona, on any of the issues you're working on. but we're going to definitely do it again.
Well, we have the red flag law issues coming up, and we have tax increases like crazy coming to Arizona.
I will come to Arizona. You've seen my report.
Yes.
You know the research I've done on this, and I'll tell you everything that's going on with New York and how it's already screwing up. I would be happy to come out to Arizona, folks. If you heard this, drop $1 or $2, donate, because plane flights are expensive.
Yes.
But I will come out to Arizona. I'll be happy to speak about that and everything that's going on with New York Second Amendment groups and some of the other nationals that I'm in touch with to help prevent the red flag from going any further.
Sure, I'll get you connected. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.